Hey everybody, welcome back to Cosmic Culture, your one-stop spot for all things major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and more. I'm Chris, and the ending of Falcon and the Winter Soldier did leave us with a few questions as to what the future for a lot of characters will be, namely the power broker Sharon Carter, Sam and Bucky of course, and US Agent John Walker. Now, it's possible you still aren't sure how you're meant to feel about this character because, quite frankly, he is up in the air. During the entire season, there were a lot of moments where people really did like him and want to root for him. He seemed like a good guy who wanted to do good things. And there were other times where it was a little bit more clear he wasn't that much of a great person and he had anger issues and he made rash decisions, causing him to ultimately lose the title of Captain America and go a little bit off the deep end, making his own shield and then going to challenge Carly all by himself. Now, in the very last episode, we would see a redemption for John Walker, and I think that left a lot of people on the fence as to whether or not we should expect him to be a good guy, a bad guy, an anti-hero, or what his role is exactly moving forward in the MCU franchise, because they did not add him getting recruited by Valentina at the very end, getting a new suit, a new title, and a new opportunity for no reason. So you can almost definitely expect, almost 100% certainty, to see US Agent John Walker again in the MCU. The purpose of today's video is to explain what that role might be, and to give you a little bit of the comic background of US Agent John Walker. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. We're about finished with the Captain America Shield giveaway. We're picking a winner at the end of the month. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed to the channel and subscribe to the Cosmic Wonder. We'll be picking a random comment off of one of our videos, and that will be the winner for the shield, so good luck. Also, be sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily uploads as we're talking about all major movie and television news. So to start, let's recap what's going on exactly with John Walker right now. At the ending of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we see John Walker sitting in the same room where he lost the title of Captain America. Now, the reason why he's here specifically is because this is where he met Valentina, so if he reached out to her, which he seemingly did, she would say, "Meet me at the Council City Chamber where we talked." So they go back to this council chamber and we see John Walker is putting on a new suit. He says it's the same suit, but black. It's black. And there is definitely some comic book reference to that as well, which we'll get to. Following on that, she says, the world is not going to need a Captain America, it's going to need a US agent, bestowing upon him the title of US Agent John Walker. We do see in this scene that John Walker is very excited. He's sharing this moment with his wife. This isn't a secretive, dark, I'm going rogue moment. He thinks he's doing something good here. He thinks he's getting an opportunity to be a hero, which is what he wants, especially since he had Captain America, the title, stripped away from him in a very dishonorable fashion. So definitely interesting to see that personality trait of John Walker, his excitement to do something good and to help the world, and he's sharing it with his wife, which really shows it's not a secret that he's going behind people's back. He wants to become a public US agent in order to help, and Valentina is working her magic in order to make that happen. Now, it's likely the biggest question you have is, who is US Agent John Walker versus Captain America John Walker? So let's talk about his introduction in the comics. So John Walker's original introduction has to do with Captain America Steve Rogers and wanting to no longer work directly for the government. And this also ties into John Walker's new suit as well, which becomes very interesting as we kind of see the parallels in the MCU to Walker's original introduction to the comics. Now, at this time in the comics, Captain America Steve Rogers was done working for the US government. He was sick of all the regulations and issues that were going on. Also, a lot of infiltration of the government and corruption that causes the government to not function as well, which we frequently also see in the MCU. Hail Hydra. So what ends up happening is they give the shield and the suit to John Walker, who will become the next Captain America. But during the ceremony where he is accepting the title of Captain America, he actually gets assassinated. Well, it's a fake assassination from General Hayworth, who will pretend to kill John Walker in order to excite or to trick Steve Rogers into becoming Captain America again. And all this was to not waste a super soldier, which Steve Rogers clearly is. And Captain America Steve Rogers always has a very complicated relationship with the US government, because the US government generally isn't all that great. And Captain America stands for something a little bit different than just whatever the government wants him to do. But this assassination or fake assassination of John Walker was in order to entice Steve Rogers to return and work directly with the US government. Now, through this fake assassination, General Hayworth actually takes John Walker, brainwashes him, gives him a new identity as Jack Daniels, and his rebranding of a new uniform makes him US agent. Now, this uniform is the new black uniform that he will have in the majority of his comic book appearances, and it is the same black uniform that we see him wearing at the end here. And a fun side note, this is the same uniform that we see Captain America wear when he renounces his ties with the US government and goes off on his own as a rogue superhero, not working directly with the government. So also another cool look at this uniform is that Captain America Steve Rogers in the comics also wore it when he cut ties with the US government, which so does John Walker here, as working for Valentina and whatever secret corporation she's working for right now does not include the US government. But in the comics, after being brainwashed, he was actually sent over originally to work with the West Coast Avengers and Hawkeye, and then sends that a lot of different fragments and teams in the comic book section. Now, eventually Battlestar, who we saw as Lamar Hoskins and who tragically died in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, would actually help him regain his memory and remember himself as John Walker and not the brainwashed Jack Daniels. Now, we can search these parallels for what continuations we can see during the MCU, which doesn't necessarily copy the comic books, obviously. As we see in his original appearance, he wasn't assassinated, he wasn't brainwashed, and Lamar isn't around to help him in case he does get brainwashed by Valentina. So what exactly can we expect from US Agent? Well, there are a lot of different directions that he can go moving forward in the MCU, namely and most clearly probably the Thunderbolts. It also depends what Valentina is up to and who she's associated with, if she works with Thunderbolt Ross, if she works secretly with the US government, or if she actually is Madam Hydra like a lot of people are expecting. We could see John Walker actually get brainwashed, much like what happened with Bucky and the Winter Soldier program, and become Jack Daniels, where he will be a tool in the hands of whichever organization has him, Hydra, Thunderbolts, you name it, and he becomes a super soldier weapon for them to utilize and get whatever they need. We've seen this exact storyline play out with Bucky though, so it'd be curious to see if they want to go ahead and repeat that, or if they're going to continue to try to let John Walker figure out who he is and make the right decision or the wrong decision based off whatever he's feeling that day. At the very end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he looks at his wife and exclaims, "I'm back." So it's very possible that he still has a lot to learn as far as who he is and what he's capable of doing with the super soldier serum, because his big priority was to be a hero. And again, I don't think anybody doubts he has intentions to be a good person, but it's not necessarily easy, and we do get that heartfelt conversation with Battlestar, with Lamar, where he says, the super soldier serum makes you more of who you are. If you're a Carly Morgenthau, you become more of a Carly Morgenthau. If you're a Steve Rogers, you become more of a Steve Rogers. And we still don't really know who John Walker is, and I don't think John Walker himself knows, because his intentions are good, but his attitude isn't always. But they have definitely developed a brand new character for the Marvel Cinematic Universe who I am interested to see how they use him moving forward. Now, in any immediate projects like Loki, Thor Love and Thunder, The Eternals, I don't imagine we're going to see him. It's going to be a while until there is an actual series or movie where his character could be featured. I don't foresee him showing up in the new Spider-Man movie. There's already enough going on there, so I don't think they're going to need to include US Agent. And of course, Black Widow happens well before John Walker even enters the scene, although it is confirmed that Valentina will be also making an appearance in Black Widow and that her original debut was meant to be in Black Widow, so maybe we'll also get more answers from her in the Black Widow movie, but not necessarily specifically about John Walker. So it'll be cool to see how she's continuing playing and where else she'll pop up in the MCU and what this means for a future team down the line. Now, at the conclusion of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier finale during my live watch party, I was talking about how well of a job the MCU is doing moving forward. This is a rebuilding phase they are in, so a lot of these shows and movies that we are getting are only giving us a little bit of information to prepare us for whatever big, huge showdown they have down the road. And so far with WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, They have done a great job teeing us up for whatever insane future they have prepared. I'm really excited to see how Loki also sets up the next part, the next phase. These are all different moments, timelines, stories, teams that are all getting built in different facets and in different timelines, but I'm curious to see where they all come together. But one thing's for sure, US Agent has a future in the MCU, and I'm very curious to see how it plays out. If he gets a new shield, if they give him a new weapon, I mean, he is a super soldier after all, so he's capable of a lot of destruction or heroism depending on where they put this character. Let me know your thoughts, comments, questions, and other ideas in the comment section down below. As always, thank you to everybody who watched till the very end of the video. Be sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell if you found it helpful, useful, or entertaining, and we'll catch you in the next episode right here on Cosmic Culture.